wife in Miami.
Really?
Yeah, she was living there.
Damn. Who says you can't meet your wife in Miami?
But you can find your wife in any place in the world.
You hear that? Put that on Only in Date on Instagram. You can meet your wife in Miami.
All right, let's go.
Put it on Only in Date. It's hilarious.
Every year. But why are you saying that?
Huh?
Why are you saying that?
Everyone says that.
Because you go to the party and this is the only place you see. But you don't know the another part of Miami of people that just they want.
Normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Best place to work out to Miami because you can just walk outside and run the water.
Actually, I met my wife in Miami.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, before I go into the reaction to the sparring video, I would just like to say the Nelk Boys are some of the most uneducated YouTubers I have ever seen. Okay, more so than Aiden Ross or Vitaly. And the reason why I can't stand them, believe it or not, has nothing to do with the Netanyahu interview, as controversial as that may be. There's a lot of ignorant frat boy, I don't know anything about U.S. foreign policy, naive notions that's being displayed. That's an important factor to understand about this story. Okay, the type of guys that don't know how to read the room is the best way to really put it when it comes to the Nelk Boys. Now, it's also important to understand that there are some red pill ideals behind this, very similar to that of Myron Gaines, Andrew Tate, and the things that they espouse. Even though there are some ideological settings I may agree with, there's also other elements that I may not agree with in that. And that's not necessarily the video here to talk about that. But anyways, I will say picking a life partner, okay, in Miami is probably not the best place to start. So that part I sort of understand, okay? Now, Topuria did make a good point that Miami is heavily stereotyped as this place of party animals, when he was just trying to explain to the Nelk Boys that Miami has normal people that go to work and go to school on a daily basis. All right. Now, I will say there is a red pill element to this story, okay? A red pill derivative behind it. At the same time, you have to understand the degenerate lifestyles these boys, these Nelk Boys come from, will often lead you to a higher cynical sense of the world, okay? Because quite frankly, we don't know anything about Ilia Topuria or his wife, nor do I really care, to be quite honest with you. And I'm going to get to that as well. Okay. But once again, it also is indicative of how they may perceive people due to the insane lifestyle that they have going on. Okay. The other element I would like to bring up with this is how loosely fighters put their families out there. I don't like it. I'm going to let George St. Pierre explain this one for you right now, okay? Check out what George has to say on this particular matter at hand.
I might act, a little bit crazy as a result of this.
Ariel, there's a reason why I never put my family and my real private life public. It's because, and I know if someone wants to get to me, it's easy for me. It comes from one ear and it goes out on the other one, and I don't take it personal. But if you try to get to someone that I love, or someone in my family, now it's going to be a different story. So that's why I always try to hide this part of my life, because I am a public person.
There was no.
Here we go, right? The stage is set. Obviously, Ilia Topuria now sparring Steiny, and then he spars the Somalian kid. He kind of plays around with him a little bit, this, that, and the other, trying to show his jiu-jitsu skills, showing that the Somali kid has no skills in that particular department at all. Now here's the leader of the Nelk Boys trying his best right here, gets taken down straight away right into side control position. And keep in mind, this is the guy that asked Ilia Topuria this, right? So he's absolutely going to take this personal. There's a knee on belly right there. He's trying to get up out of that position. There's a Somali kid playing as the coach / referee. Then there's Ilia Topuria right there going for a guillotine choke or a Darce choke right there, chokes him out. But then they start putting on the gloves, right? This is where it gets really interesting, all right? Ilia is kind of playing around with Steiny a little bit. He knows that Steiny is probably the weakest one out of them all right? Has no defense whatsoever, goes down on the ground without even really getting hit that hard, right? And next thing you know, he's just walking him down easily, turning his back, just indicative of the fact that, hey, you know what? This is not a very experienced fighter to begin with. Now, what about the leader of the Nelk Boys? I don't even know his name, right? I don't even know his name, but obviously this is where it gets even more vicious right here. Obviously Steiny's taking off the gloves now. He's like, next guy. He's saying to him, he's like, yeah, don't try to hurt me. All right, here's the leader of the Nelk Boys. I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but he has kind of a decent stance going on here, right? So there's a 1-2 shot by Ilia Topuria, and there's a straight shot that brings him down. Look, that right there was done with absolute ill intent, right? Ill intent. So they get right back up again. They do it again. Ilia Topuria going for the body right there, right? Body shot. Straight up another body shot, right? Just to let him know, like, hey, listen, don't be asking me any of these stupid questions or this and that, make assumptions about my wife or this, that, and the other. But at the same time, I got to be honest with you, right? I really don't like when fighters do that. They put their family out there. It's not really that necessary. There's a reason why Khabib doesn't do it. There's a reason why Islam doesn't do it. There's a reason why Khamzat doesn't do it. A lot of people think Khamzat, Islam, and Khabib are all single or whatever, but they're not. They all have kids and family just like everybody else. It just so happens that people like Ilia Topuria, Dustin Poirier, people that come from a Western background, it's just what they do. But when it comes to Muslims, we're a little bit more private than that of the Western counterparts, right? And then here's the Somali kid, the token Muslim kid of the Nelk Boys, right? Look how pathetic he looks, man. A pathetic excuse of a man. But on any regards, man, that is all that I have for this one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one.
MMA needs, if you want to find predictions, news, and everything that deals with MMA, shout outs to Kyrie, Abu El-Kheer MMA, Sacramento, California, represent.
That's right, Kyrie. I appreciate you, my nigga. You came in here, you was talking that shit. That's right, bro. Much love, Flo. I appreciate you for always stepping in, bro. Be safe out there. Man, my man Kyrie came through. He started talking that shit. Hey, here's the thing. Here's the thing. That nigga will whoop your fucking ass. You will think that nigga's all squared up and all that type of shit. Nigga come through and beat your fucking ass. Like, man, fuck you up. You will never see it coming.